Good morning. It's the weekend. A little hazy out there right now. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. 248-539-9797. Shout out Saturday. We've got Brian Lee from Metro Home Improvement in studio. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, Adam. Glad to be here.
Thank you, my friend. Today is going to be a casual kind of conversation about the home improvement business and how most home improvement companies are family-owned. You know, they run more like a small business than a real corporation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you know, you've been in a business over 3 decades, right?
Yeah, I'm on my 4th.
Okay, so
This year's 40.
Okay, there you go. Congratulations. So the situation is, you know, it's like a company and you build it, but it's not like you have a president, a CEO, a CFO, CMO. You know what I'm saying? Home improvement companies aren't like that.
No, I pretty much wear all the hats, so to speak.
Yeah.
Until it comes to, billing, accounting, and things of that nature. And then I have people that take that.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what small business is. The key here is when you take corporate applications, you take corporate theories and systems, and you apply it to the home improvement business, can you be successful?
From what I've seen, not really. I mean, you're going to get a whole lot of ideas thrown at you and not a lot of practicality with those ideas. And they're hoping that something will stick. This is a hands-on business.
Well, that's the key. Hands-on is a good way to say it. So I'm talking with Brian Lee from Metro Home Improvement. We're talking about, the typical home improvement company. And then if you add corporate policies and you start putting a little corporate structure on it, can you be successful? Is it putting a square box in a round hole and, thus the other way around? But there's, I guess, a couple ways to talk about the home improvement business. There is the version of the single owner, a couple of employees, and get it done. Nothing wrong with that. You can give great quality. In fact, that probably makes up the majority of home improvement businesses.
Absolutely. That's probably 90% of the guys that are out there that are operating.
And then you've got the companies like Wallside, Hanson's, Victor's Roofing, all them. They're corporations. They've got people in management. They've got an accounting department. They've got sales department, sales management, installers. They have a whole bunch of what I call verticals that are causing a lot of overhead.
Yeah, but the core principles of what the companies were founded on tend to get watered down when they get to that point.
Well, it's true. It does get watered down. So the key here is how do you figure out the happy medium? If you're want to be a contractor, but you're not great at the actual work, can you hire it done? Can you find systems, franchises maybe that helps systematize it for you? Like you said, you're in your 4th decade. I come from a family business like you do. And one of the things that I did in my family business, we actually bought 2 franchises when I was in my family business. One of them was a handyman business, believe it or not, a franchise called Case Handyman. There's a big design build company out of East Coast called Case Design Build. Fred Case. Linda Case was his wife.
Sure.
And very, very well-known, respected people. And we owned it. We bought their franchise. I knew the owners. Oh, they're coming to open franchising handyman. Let's do it. And what I did was I bought this franchise that actually was a handyman service, and I launched it to service my old customers from my family business. All we did was send letters to the homeowners. Hey, we did your kitchen a few years ago. We did your dormer. We have a handyman division now. You have any little small projects you can't get anyone to show up for? Give us a call. Kaboom. Just from my old customers, we fed our guys, and it was busy. And it grew. However, there was systems, and I started to you know what? They have it's like the fast food. Come in and do this. This is how you make a Whopper. This is how you make a Big Mac, So I literally like that, Brian. And I learned, then I bought an Owens Corning basement finishing system franchise. I was one of the first ones. And we did that for many years. And the business evolved, but it changed a little bit. But my point was, for contractors, Having a system can help. Having a methodology, step 1 through step 10, right in front of you and just follow the steps, you can be successful. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Right. And it's hard because a lot of times there's contractors out there who do the most beautiful carpentry work, but they couldn't schedule their week. They couldn't figure out how to pay their bills for the life of them, but they did great work. They think they're a contractor. You know guys like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those guys need to work for guys like you.
Yeah, they're beautiful technicians. They're wonderful installers, but they tend to be bad business people.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No, it never is. That's the key. So what do you do in this new kind of economy? Home improvement. My dad used to tell me. I said, Dad, everything's come from China. Everything's this. He goes, looked at me. He goes, son, listen. It can continue to come from there. But no person's going to buy home improvement unless we go in their home and sell it to them. Home improvement is sold in the home. Okay, Dad, thanks. And I always believed it. And I did up until the last couple of years because these millennials, let me give you a scenario, Brian. Okay? I'm going to create a scenario and we're going to discuss it. And by the way, if anyone has a question, 248-539-9797. We'd love to hear from you. It's Shout Out Saturday. But we're going to talk about a scenario for a homeowner from the 70s and 80s, and then fast forward the same scenario today. We're going to take a quick break. When someone knocks on the door, we're going to talk about that. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Brian Lee in studio. Welcome back, Brian.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad to be back, Adam. Thank you.
248-539-9797. If you have a question this morning, maybe one that Google can't answer, I'd love to see if you can give us a shout. We're talking about systemization in the home improvement business. Brian Lee's been a contractor. You're on your 4th decade.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
I know. I didn't think I'd be in it this long, to be quite honest with you.
So shout out to your friends at the tile shop.
Yeah, Rodney Curtis.
Rodney at the tile shop. Thank you, Rodney, for listening and tuning in at the store. We appreciate that. Shout out to the boys at Suburban Cadillac. They listen to the show.
That's what every contractor needs, a Cadillac to haul my lumber.
My mom was there, and they were taking care of her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nice people. So, Brian, you've been not a one-man show, but you've been a small family business for years, and you've been very successful at what you do. You've been a friend of mine for many, many years. So my question is, you hear me talk about home improvement. You hear me talk about kitchens, baths, dormers, additions. It's in our blood, right?
Right.
So you came on the show. You've been on Hire It Done now 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
So,
pretty close.
And you've been marketing your company, your services as design, build, upscale, but getting it done. Have you been satisfied?
With the marketing and advertising?
Well, just the results.
Of course. This is my only means of doing it other than a word of mouth and on Facebook.
So, with that being said, you've also heard me talk about other companies.
Yeah.
So if I talk about another company and I say, hey, if you want a deck done right, you want a roof that doesn't leak, when I back it up by mentioning somebody, what is your opinion of that company?
That they've been vetted, that you checked them out, and that you stand behind their processes and the way that they do things. Would
you rather compete against a company like that, or would you rather compete against somebody that just has like a taillight?
I don't know. It's hard to explain this because I don't consider it competition, right? I don't consider, and I'm not trying to sound egotistical or arrogant. I just don't consider it competition because I do things different from other guys, and other guys do a fantastic job at what they do, and we do a fantastic job at what we do.
Okay, and that's the smart way to be, and I appreciate that. So the reason why I'm leading up to this is you've heard me talk about for the last, we're in 6 months, August. It's almost coming up on a year, and I told you about this about a year ago. We're talking, folks, about the roof resource. And Mike, and Brian, you and I had lunch a long time ago talking about it.
Yeah, we did.
And do you remember what I first said to you?
Kind of. I mean, you brushed on the fact, you asked me some qualifying questions. I'll put it that way. What if? Yeah. What do you think if this happened?
And like me, you were skeptical, not against it, because you look at everything with an open mind, which I was appreciating. And, I did a lot of due diligence, and I came to the conclusion, and then I've rethought the thought and did due diligence in my head 100 different times. And it all points to the same answer. The change in the home improvement business is leading and starting now.
I think the change in the home improvement business happened right after COVID, right? Because up to COVID, everybody was humming, things were going well, and then COVID hit, and then things kind of slowed down, and that caused people to be home and do their research and look to do projects, and they weren't finding things that they wanted to do online like they wanted to find because there were no resources for it.
True. I mean, we get it. I understand that completely. So, yeah, people stayed at home. They stared at everything. They slowed down on spending, and all of a sudden they accumulate a few dollars. But the work from home, WFH, work from home business started to become validated. And as you know, we talked about this in the past, the 70s and 80s, people who wanted home improvement needed to have a contractor come to the house. Will you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so they 100%. Came to the house. Homeowners invited a contractor into the house, and they said, okay, we would like to get a dormer. And the contractor would come over, measure the front to the back, the right to left, and say to them, here's what we can do. Here's an off the ridge, and here's how it's framed, and here's what it is, and this is how we charge. And they have to do it in the house. Then you have the evolution of the window business. Anderson Windows, Pella, Marvin, Wallside, Home Window.
They had
Remember
the greatest commercials.
home windows?
Remember the windows would just jump in the openings themselves?
And then you got Magic and Hanson's, and they come and they come and go, but they're there. Look at, by the way, Wallside. Got to give the guys credit. High five to them. They've been around and they do it right. But my point is, that model is, we're going to sell you windows. We're coming in your home to sell you windows. You need a roof. I'm coming to your house, getting on your roof. I'm going to look in your attic, and I'm going to tell you why you need a roof and why you need to use this shingle. Now, when I grew up in the business, sometimes we'd go on a lead, and I'd say to my dad, "Dad, this person was bored. They didn't want home improvement. They just wanted to be entertained." Did you ever have that? Where they're busy, they're bored.
Yeah,
Wednesday
I've said that
night,
for years. I don't want to be the entertainment.
seniors.
I feel like the clown at the circus. I'm the entertainment.
Right, bring your top hat.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people didn't like being sold in the home. And that took 3 decades. Today, when you ring the doorbell at someone's house, they're not answering the door.
If they do, they come with holy water and the cross.
Right, they open the blinds like a little bit, and they peek through the blinds.
Yeah.
And they look, and they're like, "Honey, someone's here." And then, of course, the ring doorbell. They look on their phone. "Oh, someone's here." Shh, don't talk. He might see us. He might hear us. He might know we're here. I mean, like, what? So how do you get home improvement? Well, roofing. You don't have to come to the home with the new roof resource. Don't you love that concept?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
How much do you love it?
I love it so much that I'm all in on a franchise, actually multiples.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Here we have an announcement that people need to know here. I've been talking about this roof resource. People want to know why. You wanted to know why. Your industry people want to know why. Can I tell you why? Or do you want to tell them why?
No, go ahead.
Why? Because being a home improvement expert, nationally known, doing this for over 3 decades, and now I'm front-facing towards homeowners. Homeowners trust me. You know that firsthand because of Coach Campy.
Yes.
Because of the Mahers. You've gotten quite a sum of business from Hired Done because they trust me by telling them that you're a good contractor.
Absolutely.
So homeowners trust me for a lot of things.
And you've gotten feedback back from those clients, have you not?
They love you. Yeah, well, I had one here just text me. We had Brian come out to our home in Marysville to do a complete move of our kitchen and remodel. Brian was very professional, great to talk to, definitely a wealth of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So you hear that. So,
and I know who that is. They had a wonderful home, and
Yeah.
they just need to reconfigure space.
Right. So the point I'm making is people trusted me to give your name. You trust me to tell you what's going on. My responsibility is to homeowners to make sure they have hassle-free home improvement. So when a homeowner spends money on a roof, they're not just buying a roof, they're buying a roof that doesn't leak. The business model of roofing is the old style. Come to your home, bang on the table, price the project, and then in the first hour you're at $29,000. In the second hour you're down to $19,900. And
You're making a call to your manager on the way out the door,
yes,
and you stop at 15.7.
Yeah. So that model is about to expire. It's on the table, resuscitating. The new model's like the chainsaw. You know what I'm saying? It's not an axe.
Right.
So we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk about why the new model works, why homeowners should embrace this, and why they are embracing it. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're having a really good conversation. I've got Brian Lee from Metro Home Improvement. Brian, you have a roofing company too, right?
Yeah, we do roofs. Absolutely.
How many roofs a year do you do before you decided about the roof resource?
I don't know, 100. I mean, it's not my primary source of business, but we do them. You know, I've been a certified roofer through all the major manufacturers for years and years.
So you know the business. You're in business for a profit. So when I introduce you to the roof resource, just tell the listeners why you became a franchisee. I'm just curious.
Well, number one, I saw tremendous value in it for the homeowner, right? So from a homeowner standpoint, they can click on it at 1 o'clock in the morning. If they're interested in looking at a roof, they can actually purchase the roof online. They can go physically look at the shingles. They can do all of that at their own speed, and then they don't have to have us come out there and show them 6 different shingles and 6 different manufacturers and why we think this one's better than the other one. It's all there for them. And number two, the warranty and the guarantee that they offer is tremendous.
And you don't have a problem with the 12-year warranty on the labor.
No, because I already stand behind my stuff anyway. So if we're doing it correctly, why would I care?
Well, thank you. I mean, that's the validation that you need to know. So, Brian, someone texted in. By the way, if anyone has a question, 248-539-9797. Hi, Adam. Is Brian going to keep his home improvement business going also after he's operating a roof resource franchise? Ron and the D. Are you going to do both?
Absolutely.
So you actually, you're putting together the franchise for you and Trevor, right?
Yeah, I've got a partnership. You know, I've got my son involved with me, and I've got some partners that are involved with me, and we're looking at multiple locations because it just makes sense. It's a great way to service a customer and give them a top-notch project with the least amount of cost.
And that's important. You know, like we were talking earlier, homeowners, younger generation, you get phone calls on your phone and you don't recognize the number. You don't answer it, right?
No, I answer every call, but the funny ones I get are these Google. Like these guys have Google telephone numbers.
Yeah, right, and it's your area code.
Well, it's not even my area code. I'll answer it, and they'll be like, hey, my name is James. I'm in Shelby Township. And
you're like, okay.
Where'd the number come from? It's, I have a Google number.
And then, yeah.
It just tells me people are online.
Well, that's the thing. So homeowners don't want people coming in the house anymore. Do you find the value in the franchise with that being part of that?
Yeah, it's tremendous. Okay, so they've got kids. Let's say they have 3 children. They've got 2 boys and a girl. One boy's going to soccer. The other boy's going to baseball. The girl's going to dance. They both work. They got to run home. They got to feed the kids. One's got to take this one to dance. The other one's got to take the other one to
right.
Yeah, they don't have time to sit down and go over an hour and a half to 2-hour presentation on a roof to go over the semantics of why this shingle would be the best for their home and their application. They have a busy lifestyle. I get it. I grew up in it. I coached football for 20 years. My boys played.
Okay. Well, and that's, again, so you're going to be launching it because you're one of the initial ground floor franchisee here in Metro Detroit. You're going to be launching the franchise in the next 30 days.
Yeah, we're going to be onboarding and launching the franchise in 30 days. I'll be up and running.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Are you excited about it?
We're extremely excited. We're humbled by the opportunity, and we're very excited to be able to launch this in this market and move forward.
So that's awesome. The question I have is, assuming, and I'm going to assume with you, the success is going to be there that we all think. You plan on growing that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to expand tremendously.
So you see the value in this franchise?
Not only in Michigan, but multi-state.
We grew up in the home improvement business, and franchises were there, they weren't there. You've been through a lot of that. You've been through the process of trying to patent stuff, so you understand the depth of effort it takes.
Yeah, it's a tremendous effort. The thing that impressed me the most with Mike and the Roof Resources, when he said, I beta tested this over the last 2 to 3 years, and every time they got feedback, they went back and tweaked it and changed it to make it better.
Like a lab.
So the experience that the homeowner is going to get now by doing this is the very best that they could possibly get, because he's taken out all those questions that a homeowner may have, and it's in black and white in front of you. So you can read it. You can print the copy right online, and you can have it to put into a folder and you hold on to it.
Yeah, well, there you get it and you understand. But again, the homeowner experience, this is a new way of doing business. For everyone out there, if you're a contractor, you should check it out, the Roof Resource as a franchise. But you don't have to be a contractor to do the franchise. That's the beauty of it. It can be anybody that wants to have a home-based business.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, is it going to be easy for them? Probably not. They're going to have to do a lot of work, but it's a great model. If somebody wanted to get into it and work it, it's a great model.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly think it's amazing. So it's exciting, though, because, you're a well-respected veteran in the industry. And for you to come in and step right in and say, I got to be part of this, that says a lot.
Well, we did our due diligence. I mean, we read over everything that you guys had with the FDDs and all the franchise agreements and everything that you guys provided to us. We read it over, and what we were able to extrapolate from it was that this is a customer experience. It's customer oriented. It's driven towards creating an experience for a customer where they can save a tremendous amount of business and get a top-notch roof for basically at cost. I can't put a roof on for what we're doing with Roof Resource.
Well, you understand the business model, so
Yeah.
It's actually, as a franchisee, you'll make a profit.
Yes.
Not some crazy, super, retail like some of these guys
Nowhere
do.
near.
But it's going to change the business.
Correct.
But here's what I like. Let's go through the process. Homeowner hears about it with us, right? They go online, go to the roofresource.com. They say, I need a roof. They fill out their information. Instantly, they get a bounce back email. It says, hey, we're going to be calling you to set up a Zoom call. 15 minutes, right?
Right.
And we then, through technology, create a proposal for them that gives them the roof, gives them the price, the layout. You've seen the satellite photos.
Right.
How do you feel about that so far?
I love it because the homeowner now has the same information that I would have on a retail side. So if I was knocking on the door and I was walking into their home to present it, they have that exact same information. However, they have it much quicker. Within 4 hours, they have a satellite image and they have a material list and they know exactly how much this roof is going to cost to the penny with the supplier.
Yeah. So here's one of the other differences. A roofing company that you call, and by the way, for everyone out there, I'm not an anti-roofing retail.
Neither am I.
I'm still friends with Greg Tittle. I'm still friends with Bill Burkhardt Jr. from Kanga. Those are great guys. They do great roofs, okay? And they're in business for a profit, just like we are. However, because there's a new model out there, and I've vetted it myself, and I'm for the homeowner, I need to make sure everyone knows that there's an option for you. Yes, Tittle Brothers will give you a great roof. Yes, American Standard will give you a great roof. And yes, Kanga Roof will give you a great roof. But if you go to the Roof Resource and get the same exact roof from licensed insured contractors that we provide you, you'll get the same exact roof for about half. What do you do in that situation, Brian?
Well, the smart decision on my end, I'm just throwing this out here, would be, it allows you to do other projects with the money that you're going to save.
As a homeowner,
right?
Well, that's perfectly the case. We had a homeowner who had to remodel a bathroom. They couldn't because they got to get a roof, and they got all these great prices. And then they got a roof price from us, and they had enough money left over to do the bathroom.
Right.
It's a big, big, big thing.
Absolutely.
So, listen, you know what a pioneer is?
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, they get arrows.
We're forging
right.
We're forging through here.
And people are shooting arrows at us. And it's okay. Because I know at the end of the day, we're doing the good thing for the homeowner. And Mike Harvey, who you've heard, you've met, you've been on the show, he's leading the way. I highly respect him because he's doing it from the real good place. And he's making sure it's customer experience. He's making sure everything comes first before profit. And what happens is as you hit on all cylinders, the profit comes.
His genuine way that he carries himself with his concern for caring for the homeowner is what I guess struck a chord in me, right? Because we do the same thing on the home improvement and on the build and design side. The passion that I have for my homeowners and the jobs that we are creating for them is the same passion that Mike had for homeowners purchasing a roof from Roof Resource online. And for all the roofers that are out there, this is not going to take every single roof in the entire state away from those guys, right?
There's enough for everyone.
This is just another avenue for that person that wants to go online and wants to purchase online. And there's a huge market for it.
There is. There's a big market. How many roofs a year do you think get done in Metro Detroit on average?
On an average?
Yeah.
I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30,000 a year.
Yeah, so they say 10% of all rooftops get replaced every year. So if you have 1,000 roofs, 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point is there enough for everyone?
Oh, of course.
There always will be. Homeowners need to be informed, and they need to make good decisions. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about real-world savings that homeowners can have and how we do this, because I'm interested in hearing your take on it. Keep it locked in, friends. 248-539-9797. This is Hire It Done. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Higher Time. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking roofing. We're talking the roof resource, franchising. And Brian Lee, been doing this for 4 decades, is one of the newest franchisees for the roof resource. And we're talking about why you made that choice, because you've been doing roofing for a long time. You've been doing home improvement for a long time. What is it about this that makes you want to do roofing this way?
We just saw it as a great way to save money for the homeowners that reach out for roofs. Roofing is its own animal, right? So it takes a lot to run a roofing company. It's not really simple. It's pretty hard. It's pretty tedious. I mean, anybody can put a roof on, but to put it on correctly, it takes a lot. You got to have the right installers. Obviously you got to have the right shingle. You got to have the right system. And that was one of the keys for us too, is because the way that they run this, it's a system roof. You're using all the parts, pieces, and components that get you a 40-year warranty with a 12-year labor guarantee. And I just saw a huge intrinsic value in that for our clients.
And you feel like with the effort, the technology, the systems that was all created this way, you can manage this and do it well.
Absolutely. I mean, I have my son involved with me, who's a college graduate. He's got a couple degrees. He's not a slouch by any means, and he's going to handle the day-to-day operations and management of it.
Oh, well, that's even better. I've met Trevor. He's a very sharp kid. You're excited about it. And that's the thing, technology, right? The homeowner, you never go to the homeowner's house.
Right.
No high-pressure sales, no worries about, if you don't make a decision now, you don't get the price. There's a lot of advantages just in this whole system. What other advantages do you like that attract you?
The fact that the homeowner can just go online and they can look at the roof that they want to purchase, or they can get educated about a roof that they want to purchase, and then feel comfortable in purchasing that roof without having somebody come in their home. I mean, it takes a lot from us being in the field all day. Then I have to schedule appointments to go meet with homeowners with regards to putting a roof on their home, right?
Yes.
And you're doing the exact same presentation over and over with these homeowners. So you're not just going to one, you're going to multiples to do that.
Right.
With this, it helps tremendously in the fact that they've already went online, they've researched Owens Corning, CertainTeed, GAF, Atlas Pinnacle. They've done their research. They know about the systems. So they feel confident and comfortable because those are major players, and they've got all the information about the company, what they do, what their products are. It gives you a level of comfort knowing that your homeowners know exactly what they're getting.
Well, that's the best part.
Absolutely.
So where do you see the future for it? Like, how do you see it evolving? Like, what about the other roofing companies that are out there? You know them all. We mentioned a bunch of them. Not looking to put them in a bad light, obviously, because they're good companies.
I don't put any of them in a bad light.
My question is how do you see in 5 years from now?
This is going to grow exponentially just because of the people who have grown up in the computer age and now want to do their stuff online. I called it the Amazon of roofing, right? It's like Amazon. I go to Amazon for everything. If I want something, I go on Amazon. I order it. It's on my porch within 8 hours or there the next day, right?
Yeah, right.
There's nothing different about this, right? The only difference is you're ordering a roof, and then we're going to do an inspection, and we're going to tell you exactly what you have. We're going to go up in your attic. We're going to look at everything after you've...
Transparency.
Yeah.
Isn't that important?
1,000%.
What do you think about a company that sells you a roof and drops the price in half in the middle of the presentation? Because what if you said yes at $29,000?
And we grew up in this business, right? That was the thing back then. One of my mentors used to say, you started in the stratosphere, you drop to the atmosphere, and you settle somewhere below the clouds, right? And I don't play that game because I don't have salespeople that go out and represent me. I go myself, right? So I give you the best price I possibly can while I'm there. Some salesmen, they want to play that game. That's just not for me.
No, I understand. There's wiggle room in some home improvement projects?
It just depends on, okay, if they tell me they want it done one way and I give them a price and they're looking for wiggle room, well, there's give and take. Okay, so if I don't do this, I can take this out and that'll lower the price by $1,500. Yes, there is wiggle room.
Yeah.
It just depends on what we're doing on the give and take side to create the wiggle room.
That's the thing. It's the wiggle room.
Right. I mean, profit isn't a dirty word, but again, like I said, you don't have to kill bear to eat either.
Yeah, well,
We're going to work on volume. You know what I mean? So we're expected to work on volume.
when you say we go to the house, that's the you send a home inspector to do an attic inspection.
Yeah. That's after they've made the initial contact. They
Right.
filled out the forms, and they
Became a
know exactly
customer.
what it's going to cost.
Right. At that point, when they say, let's move forward, that's when we send the attic inspector out.
Correct. And they do their due diligence, and they go look in the attic, and they look at the roof, and they take photographs, and they document everything around the house.
For the homeowner.
For the homeowner.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, the homeowner's getting like 5 levels or layers of security.
Yeah,
right?
safety. Look, I wouldn't put my name on it if I didn't think that it was a real viable business model. I know a ton of roofers, and I know the model. I've done thousands and thousands of squares of roofing, and when I looked at it this way, and I looked at it from every angle, it took me a little bit of while, but I came around, and I'm like, holy moly, this is real. Now, what are we doing? Like I said, we're pioneers. We're going to get arrows. We're going to get people texting us saying, you're not, you're this, you're that. It's snake oil. Anybody that's not mature enough or educated enough who's a contractor in this space is not going to do anything but be against it.
We can throw in barbs and jabs all you want, right?
Yeah.
It's not for everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
But for those people who want to purchase online, for those people who want to look online, for those people who like the internet, this is a model made for them. Are roofers going to go by the wayside, and is everybody going to purchase a roof online? No.
Right.
Let's be realistic.
But if you're
Not
a
every person
millennial-
looking for a roof is going to purchase it online. But this is just one more avenue, one more way for folks to be able to purchase a roof and feel comfortable about their purchase.
And get it done, get a 40-year warranty.
Right.
See, here's the other thing that I wanted to say. When you pick your roof, the roof resource, we're not Owens Corning, we're not GAF, we're not Certainty, Tamco, Atlas, IKO, or whatever you want. You pick the shingle you want. But when we price it, we're pricing you the premium of all 3 shingles.
It could be all 5.
Yeah, the 3 most popular.
Right.
3 most popular brands, excuse me. But then you can change up or down, whatever you want. You can always do that. When a roofing contractor comes to your house, typically they're aligned with an Owens Corning or a Certainty or a GAF or one of those, right? Some of them sell all of them. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're going to sell you the shingle that they feel is the best for them to sell you. In our situation, we're agnostic. If you like Owens Corning and you want, their pro version and you saw it online, we'll get you that one. You can get any brand, any shingle you want. That's the difference.
Well, the other thing that I like the most about this too is we are a professional roofing consultant who happens to be roofing your home, right? So we're consulting, giving you every option.
Yeah, and we're giving you the licensed and insured installer.
Right, that fits your parameters and fits your budget.
And that's the key. So, again, you're coming from a franchisee. Mm-hmm. I've had Mike on here many times. People heard me, and he's the creator of it. But you are coming from another angle. And it's exciting because I first introduced this to you to get your professional opinion of it. And by you jumping in and buying a franchise right away, knowing that you're going to grow with this, validates my insecurity of thinking, okay, did I make a right choice? Did I do, because I've been doing this my whole life, but still, you have that little back in the corner of your head.
It's a large monetary investment.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
So are we.
I think it's going to be great.
Like I said, we're excited. We're humbled. We feel like we've made the right decision. Like I said, we did do our due diligence.
Yeah.
We've already done our due diligence. We've looked at it every which way we can.
Well, that's the key. Brian Lee, expert home improvement franchise roof resource. My name's Adam Helfman. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure does.
I'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.